All right, looks like we're live. Get my drinks ready while the chat pours in. I've got the rum poured, but forgot to pour the Coke. Oh, that's a little full. I should do something about that. There we go. I've got my Scotch ball. Perfectly round. Makes it taste better. Little bit of Glenlivet 14. Just a little. I mean, we don't want to go crazy. Yeah, it looks appropriate. Good evening. Let that chill a little bit. Oh, almost forgot. You know, it has less of an impact on Scotch, I noticed last week. Remember when I first tried this out, I didn't have any Scotch, so I did it on bourbon. Crap. Wait, I don't know if I have the fuel for this. Yeah. I'm low on fuel. Oh well. We'll do the smoky whiskey next time. Welcome one and all to Scotch and Smoke Rings. We're going to have a great show. We're going to be playing more Indika today. A little nervous after last week. Last week, the game was a little bit more graphic in certain areas than I was expecting. But the story was fascinating, and I had a really good time with it. The puzzles were... okay, some of the puzzles were just... they annoyed me. Like that one with the fish cans and the magnet machine thing. And there are so many ways I could have created a little platform to get up there, but no, they only let me move around 5 cans or something like that. Okay, besides that one, I'm not going to complain about that too much. But the story is really good. So we're really enjoying Indika, so we'll be picking up with that and doing our best to avoid getting demonetized. I did get demonetized with my last video, but it was because of the music, not because of the very graphic scenes that took place during the show. So I managed to mute the sound during those particular moments, and monetization is back. So we'll keep trying. It's good to see everybody. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Kick, and Twitch. Nikita Looks Do Kill is live with us on Kick today. Following and become a subscriber. Thank you. Well, thank you, Nikita, for following and becoming a subscriber. On Twitch, we've got Luke the Vault Dweller. I am still G-Snap. Chris Hall. So good to see all of you. On Facebook, we've got Alicia Wolf, Jessica McDonald. So good to see all of you. And Toby Noble, of course. And on YouTube, we've got all of the regulars and the members and the Patreon supporters. Automatic Beats, Jeff Day, Mark from Sales, Alt Grendel, Pickles, the Junkyard Cat. Mark from Sales, right out of the gate, donated 10 memberships to the community. Thank you so much, Mark from Sales, and congratulations to Bubs Abides, Jeremy Gray, Soulblade Hero, Matthew Merrill, The Vivid Kiwi, The Buddhas of Boston Sport, Gustavo De Luna, Real Sus Boy, Robert Moneygold, and Ryan Nicholas Martinez. Thanks again, Mark from Sales. Toxic Sean with the first super chat of the day says, sending love, Oxhorn. Hope you and chat are well. Thank you very much, Toxic Sean. I'm doing well, and I hope the chat is well as well. Greg Williams says, the other day, I looked at my wife in the eye and said, honey, quit looking for a match. Use a lighter instead. I'm here all night. Also, sorry I missed last week. Love you, big guy in chat. Thank you, Greg Williams. It's so good to have you and your jokes back on the channel. Ah, why? It's out. Ah. Yeah, I'm back to using 2 lighters because this one's out of fuel, but the flint works well. This one has fuel, but the flint doesn't spark, and I don't know why, because it was brand new when it stopped working. So, yeah, no spark. I don't know why. So, yeah, using 2 lighters. Finding reliable lighters, it's just so hard. So many years on this planet, and I've only found 1 or 2 reliable lighters in my life. Methuselah Khadiji says, been a while since I've watched you, Ox. Hope all is well. All is very well. Glad to have you back. Alt Grendel says, 2 clowns are eating a cannibal. One clown looks at the other and says, I think we got this joke wrong. Right, because the joke is supposed to be cannibals eating a clown, thinks it tastes a little funny, but this is 2 clowns eating a cannibal. All right, I like it. It's good. Thank you, Alt Grendel. Ranker1138 says, do you have a new game? I think you're near the end. Am I? Oh, no. I do not have a new game. But I've got an idea. We'll see how long it takes us to beat the game. If we beat it early, maybe I'll play something else. I've got an idea. Chininator says, hey, friends. How are you, Ox? Hey there, Chininator. Doing very well. Good to have you on the program, as always, Chininator. Well, I tell you what, I'm really excited for the weekend because I'm going to be publishing the first episode in my series on the Minutemen. I've been working extraordinarily hard on it. I think I talked a little bit about it last week, about how capturing the footage was just so difficult because it requires working on settlements. And I have been working on settlements. So I've got a lot of settlements done and looking really good. And I finally got through much of the Minutemen story, and so I'm excited to produce that series. Pardon me, I got my intro video all done. The music is amazing, as always. Worked with the same composer. And the footage I got for it is looking good, too. So I can't wait to share that with all of you. Something fun to look forward to. Tony J says, did you hear about the fire at the convent, Oxhorn? There were none survivors left. I mean, all right, hold on. Just hold on. We got to... Boo. 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 It would work if it was grammatically correct. There were none survivors left. It doesn't make sense. Was there a none left or not? If there were none survivors left, you should say there were no survivors left. Which of course you don't, because it's supposed to be a none joke. I get it. It's awkward. It's an awkward joke. Goat in a boat in oat in a float on Twitch says, hey Ox, I don't currently have free time to watch, but you're one of my favorite creators. Love what you do. Thank you, Goat in a boat in an oat in a float. I have been there before. I've been in that situation where there was something I wanted to do, but I couldn't. When I joined the marketing world shortly after leaving California, I didn't play games for almost a decade. And I missed so much. Even though I wanted to, even though I was interested in games, I couldn't. So we've all been there. Do what you got to do. Goat in a boat, in the oat, in a float. I will be here when you're ready. Retro Pro Frank says, yes, can't wait for more Fallout 4 content. Me neither. It's going to be so much fun. Aaron Ledbetter on Facebook says, yes, cannot wait for the Minutemen release. I know, me too. Alicia Wolf says, hey, Ox, do you know when Fallout Season 2 will release? I can't wait anymore. I wish I did, but I don't. I don't know anything that you guys don't already know. But we can presume that it's not going to be out until 2026. I don't think we're going to see it anytime this year. As much as it pains me to say that, I think this year is going to be the year of spoilers. And even then, due to the horrible, horrible fires in California, I think we're probably going to be getting some delays. Because those fires have impacted the film and television industry greatly, in addition to so many other people not related to the film and television industry. So I fear that that's going to delay the Fallout show even further, but I don't know. That's just a hunch. Anyway, I think we have to at least wait until 2026. As sorry as I am to have to say that. But that's okay. I'm here to create Fallout content for you to tide you over. Greg Williams says, hypothetical question. How much for you to play a specific game? Lifeline on Steam would be hilarious, or my slide for the creepy anime girl. Well, you know me, I typically don't play anime girl games, even if they are creepy, but Lifeline... the answer to your question is none. Like, I don't accept money to play specific games unless it's like a sponsorship or something from a game creator. Lifeline published 2017 mixed reviews. Not looking good for it, considering there are so many other games that have been recommended by the viewing several that have overwhelmingly positive reviews. But it's certainly something I can add to the list. Thank you very much, Greg. Alt Grendel says, play a rousing game of Minesweeper. I could. I've done that already on the channel. That was good television, that, yeah. Maybe again. Uraur says, a Mobius strip... a Mobius strip walks into a bar crying. The bartender asks, what's wrong? The Mobius strip says... where do I even start? A Mobius strip, where do I even start? It's great. Love it. Love it. It's wonderful. Rancor 1138 says, are you going to get the Mega Bloks Red Rocket set? What is this? Are these props I don't know about? What's a Mega Bloks? Oh my God. I might get it for my son. He loves Lego. He's not a big Fallout fan yet, just because I don't let him play any of the games because I think they're a little too mature for him at the moment. But he will one day. It's so cool. It's so cool. Maybe I'll get it for my son. Thank you, Rancor1138. I didn't even know that existed. Julian Z says, hi, Ox. So good to see you this evening. Did you see the Microsoft Direct new Doom game coming out? Will you play it? I did see the information about the new Doom game. I want to so badly. I don't know if I will. Mainly because I don't do my daily live streams anymore. And all my time is now spent towards cranking out dedicated narrated lore videos, whether it's Fallout London or Fallout 4. So I don't really have the bandwidth these days to stream games like I used to. Maybe that'll change someday, but probably not in time to cover the new Doom game. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Urarur says, Argon walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender shouts, we don't serve noble gases here. Argon doesn't react. A chemistry joke. Lovely. Wonderful. Thank you. Wade Speakerman says, did you hear about the fire at the convent? No. So it's a two-way conversation. I say no. Did you hear about the fire at the convent? No. How many survived? None. I mean, at least that one is structured correctly. The joke is structured well. Even though the punchline is so predictable, it was painful to speak with vocal cords. But still, we got through it. Thank you, Wade Speakerman, for the well-constructed joke. Daniel Holmes said, hi, Ox. Wanted to update you on my wife's colectomy. The surgery was successful, but her recovery has been slow, mainly due to catching COVID afterwards, which put her back in the hospital, but doing better. Daniel, thank you for the update. So sorry to hear that your wife caught COVID after the surgery. That's just awful, awful luck. But I wish her a swift recovery, as I'm sure all of us in chat today do. Keep us in the loop, my friend. Rachel says, have you watched Shaozo's videos on YouTube? Pretty amazing no mod settlement rebuilds. Nice lived-in builds. I haven't. I'd probably be ashamed if I watched his videos. I don't know who he is. I'm sure he does amazing videos, but I'm sure I would be very ashamed of my own settlements if I watched somebody else do a no mod settlement build. But, you know, we are doing the story of the Minutemen, and you will be seeing some of the new settlements I've built recently. I hope you're impressed. I hope. We'll see. Retro Pro Frank on Twitch says, Mr. Oxhorn, with Fallout 76 next update, you'll be able to play as a ghoul for the first time ever. Is this something that interests you? Would you be giving this a try? It comes with specialized perks, and your character glows, and it is immune to radiation and cool stuff like this. Yes, I'm very interested in that. It should have been there from the beginning. I'm frustrated because, yes, I'm interested in that, and I think that is stunning and amazing, and it sounds wonderful, but it should have been there from the beginning. Fallout 76, before it was launched, should have been as bug-free as possible, which, of course, is a bit of a stretch considering it is Bethesda, but it should have had multiple playable characters, including super mutants and ghouls and humans. It should have had NPCs that you could interact with. There were so many things it should have had, and I'm still a little frustrated that it was launched the way that it was. So yeah, to answer your question, I am absolutely excited about being able to play a ghoul. It sounds thrilling and fascinating, and I'll probably come back to it just so I can do that. I guess I should stop whinging on about it, because I'm just glad they're making the changes now. You know, eventually, Fallout 76 will be the game that we were all promised. Eventually it will. Julian Z says, could Doom be a good fit for Scotch and Smoke Rings? It's about demons. I don't know. Scotch and Smoke Rings is a chill sort of thing where we play, you know, slow plotting games or horror games due to it being, you know, nighttime. I don't know if there's really anything horror about Doom. I've never played Doom and gotten scared. Instead, you play Doom for the carnage. For the absolute carnage that is Doom. The glorious, wonderful carnage that it is. Retro Pro Frank says, I feel you, broski. I watched all your live videos on YouTube, and some of the comments that were made and that you had to put up with were a little bit much. There's a lot of hate around the game at this time, but believe me when I tell you this game is excellent now. Not perfect, but a lot more fun. I hear you. It's just every time I open the game to play it, something happens. Like I'll never forget when expeditions find, and it was just like pulling teeth. It was like pulling teeth, and I know they've changed it since then. But I don't want to play a game that I have to play test for them before they make the changes that make it playable. When I was playing Expeditions and we had to go through that long, plodding, ridiculous drudgery of getting the batteries in order to charge the vertibird so that we could go on a daily mission to the pit, it was nauseating. And then the one where we had to go into the casino, it didn't even load for me. I had a quest marker sending me to a door that didn't exist. It was so ridiculous that I just laughed and laughed over and over. All you could do at that point was laugh. The glitches, it broke the encounter. I had to die repeatedly and reload instances just to get the door to load so I could zone into the casino. And then when we were doing the Vault 83, what is it, Vault 83? Whatever, the Vault one. The end boss fight was broken beyond measure. And it wasn't just the end boss fight. It was enemies that had regenerating limbs. And there were people in the chat who were they were denying the evidence in front of their eyes. They were saying, oh no, that ghoul didn't regenerate, or that creature didn't heal itself. I don't know what you're talking about, Ox. But then I had one of the developers of Fallout 76 reached out to me on Twitter and said, oh yeah, Oxhorn, you're actually right. That was a glitch. We're going to fix it. So it's like, I get it, and I'm pleased that they're fixing their glitches, and I'm pleased that they're watching my broadcasts, and I'm pleased that they're making new content, but I don't want it to be fixed in a month. I don't want it to be fixed in a year when I get back to it. I want it to be fixed when it's launched. And I don't think that's too much to ask. It's not just the initial launch of Fallout 76 that was a problem, too. It's been everything they've published since then. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one on the planet who's experiencing it. But every time I've logged into Fallout 76 to play something new, something catastrophic happens. And maybe I just have a really old character because I made him on day one of Fallout 76, and maybe there's some legacy glitch with my character that is causing all of these weird things to happen. I mean, I hit a bunch of mannequins that were arrayed in a circle in the middle of a road with a sword, and I caused the entire server to crash. I get it. There's something wrong with my character. He's cursed, but I'm tired of it. As much as I love the lore of Fallout 76, and I do, because I've done so many lore series on Fallout 76, treating the lore with dignity and respect because it's actually good storytelling, as much as I love it, the glitches are getting to the point where it's just robbing me of my joy. Why am I going to put myself through that? And I get that so many people love playing it, and I'm so happy for them, and I don't want to rob them of their joy, which is why I just, I don't talk about it much. But for me, I don't derive the same pleasure from Fallout 76. I think that other people do. Like, I like settlement building, but I don't relish camp building. I'm okay passing other people in the world, but I don't group up to take on dungeons and, do the typical MMO sort of thing. I really wanted a single-player experience, and we were promised a game that could be played as a single-player experience, and that's how I tried to play it. But it just didn't deliver the single-player experience that I wanted, which, of course, it didn't, because it's a multiplayer game, right? Anyway, there's a lot about Fallout 76 that I respect, but there's a lot that kind of pushes me away from it as well, and that's where I am. Rachel says, have you been using the pillar glitch for no mod building, basically as place anywhere? I didn't know that existed before, but I watched one of his videos. No, I'm trying to use the system as it was intended. And I'll talk more about it in my video for the weekend, but I respected the settlement build limit as it came in the game. I respected the build placement limitations as it came in the game. I didn't want to use any exploits. I didn't want to use any mods in order to make my settlements. So that was the limitations for me. I'm not shading anybody. People can play their single-player game any way they want to. More power to them. And in my previous playthroughs of Fallout 4, I used tons and tons of mods, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But for this particular storytelling experience, I wanted to tell the story of the Minutemen using the game engine as it was shipped. And so that's what I tried to do. Retro Pro Frank says, you didn't stop laughing for 5 minutes. You still had fun, though. I remember that. I did. I had a great time. I mean, that's one thing about Fallout 76 is when you get the glitches, they're so off the wall that they're hilarious. Like I zoned into that casino and there were just 1,000 henchmen shooting at me. I'm playing it solo, trying to do a solo, and they were literally, okay, if I'm being literal, it was probably 75, maybe, literally 75 guys shooting at me. Tax collectors. It was the tax collectors. And I'm in a full suit of T-51 power armor. There's like 75 guys shooting at me and dying and respawning. And then I finally get to the door and it's gone. The door just isn't even there. And then I died. I just broke out laughing. It was so just ridiculous. So yeah, we do have fun. That's true. I'll give you that. Vince M says, I understand your frustration on Fallout 76, Ox. I didn't like how I had to team up with other players to launch my first nuke to complete the story. Yeah, I don't like that either. But I didn't have to team up with other players. My frustration with that is that it's practically impossible to solve the launch code unless you log out of the game. And that was my biggest frustration with all of that, because they made the launch decoder thing so complicated to do that it's impossible to do in-game within the time frame that you have to do it. You not only have to collect all of the little launch code decoder things, but then go and solve the puzzle inside the Enclave base, all within the span of a couple of days, which is before it completely resets, meaning you have to start from the beginning again, which can be done, but it's extremely difficult to do with a group, let alone by yourself, which of course that's why third-party websites evolved after the game was launched to do that for you. Now, how do you launch a nuke? This is how launching a nuke in Fallout 76 works. You log out of the game and you go to the website that has the code written for you for that day. And you're like, okay. Then you go back into the game and you type in the code that you found on the website. Any game mechanic that is so complicated that it forces you to leave the game to go solve the puzzle and do it in order to progress in your quest is fundamentally broken. That's one thing that I really disliked about that aspect of the game. I also just disliked the idea of people from Vault 76 launching nukes. The entire point of the Fallout universe is talking about the horrors of nuclear warfare. And here we are in Fallout 76 doing it as if it's a casual pastime. Okay. Like, I didn't understand why they made that narrative choice. I mean, from a gameplay perspective, sure, fun. But from a narrative perspective, it just didn't jive with me from the point of the Fallout universe, right? You'd think somebody, especially someone who survived in a vault and didn't get irradiated, would pause for a minute and go, is this really right? Should we really launch a nuke on ourselves? Our own backyard? Should we really do that? For resources, for no other reason than to gather resources? Like, the story behind how that logical leap was made didn't make much sense to me. But it is possible to solo. Like, once that said, I was able to do the entire thing myself. But I had to do it multiple times because what happened when I was navigating one of the silos? That's right, the server crashed right as I was about to end the silo and get to the point where I could launch the nuke. The server crashed. It's live on my channel. You can rewatch that live stream. It was so perfect. It was so perfectly horrible. It was so Fallout 76 is what it was. It was just the essence of Fallout 76. I got to the end. I soloed it by myself. All of that Gauss rifle ammunition, gone. All of those robots, dead. I get to the end and the server crashed and I had to start all over. It was so funny and sad. I don't even remember what I did after that. I couldn't have done it again. It was so frustrating. I did eventually do it. And then I got killed by my own nuke. I launched a nuke and then I fast traveled to the location, but I was right on the edge of the nuke zone and I died to my own nuke. So it was just a quagmire. An absolute quagmire. Mark from Sales says, I love the Fallout lore series. It's what brought me here. Keep up the good work, sir. Thank you, Mark from Sales. Working on the new Minuteman series. You're going to like it. Michael Ewan says, hey, Ox in chat, OG Star Trek or OG Star Wars? I was never really into Star Wars. I was never really into it. I've got a passing interest in Star Wars. I know a few things about it. I've watched some of the movies, and it's okay. I was just never really passionate about it. I'm not terribly fond of the original OG Star Trek. I've seen a lot of the episodes, and it just didn't age well, I think. But I really loved Star Trek The Next Generation. I mean, maybe it's because I'm a child of the 90s, and it came out while I was a teenager. But it's really rewatchable for me. There are a few episodes that are not rewatchable. Like the episode where Diana Troy goes to Ireland and then she gets made love to by the ghost of her aunt's dead boyfriend or something like that. Like that episode, right? Okay, that was weird. Seeing her wriggle on a bed while a ghost makes love to her was really weird, and it was not the way a Star Trek episode should be. But that episode aside, most of the Next Generation was really good. I enjoyed a little bit of Deep Space Nine. Some of the episodes of Deep Space Nine were a bit too preachy, but most of them were really well done. Voyager was okay. It was also a little weird for me. Like that episode where Janeway gets transformed into like a slime bog creature, and then the other doctor, was he a doctor or an engineer? And the alien with the bright orange mohawk, he gets transformed into like a slug bog creature. But then in their slug bog creature state, they like spawn eggs and stuff, which then hatch. But then they get transformed back to their human state, and yet now they've got these slug bog creature babies that are kind of theirs. Now, it was weird. It just got weird, okay? It was the weirdness of Voyager that kind of put me off for it a little bit. So yeah, Next Generation, I loved it. Deep Space Nine, pretty good. Voyager, and that's kind of where I stopped. Rachel says, oh God, are you okay? I don't know how my mental health would be after that many hours trying to use the system as intended. It's been rough. It's been really rough, but I've given myself realistic goalposts. I'm not trying to make the perfect settlements. I'm just not doing it. I can't. I think the thing that really taught me that was I was trying to, which settlement was it? I think it was Bunker Hill. I was trying to work on Bunker Hill, and I added maybe one or two cat and dog traps and maybe a generator, and I reached the settlement build limit, and that was it. I had reached the settlement build limit, and I there was little I could do. Like, I was like so frustrated, but I wanted to work within the confines of the game that they made, without using mods and without using console commands, to try and make something workable. It's not going to be the most beautiful settlement you've ever seen. It might not even be the most creative, but it's going to work. The settlers are going to be happy. That's all I wanted to do, and I did that. Mark from Sales gifted 10 Oxhorn memberships to the community. Thank you, Mark from Sales, and congratulations to Masked Toxin, Zanoni, Luke MacArthur, Jane Tulander, Smurfy, Mr. Lothar, Sylvia Juice, spelled with a G, Grant Jeffries, Jelmer Sanau, and FBI. Always going to have the FBI in the chat. Thank you very much, Mark from Sales, and congratulations all. Greg Williams says, my wife said she's leaving me due to my obsession with Star Wars, to which I replied, divorce is strong with this one. Oh, okay. That's a Star Wars joke I've never heard before. Divorce is strong with this one. I like it. Okay, nice. I'm off to bed. Night all. Good night, Greg Williams. Thank you so much for that. Vampiric Jess says, I know you might disagree with this take, but I really wish Bethesda would add a skip option to things like exploring Kellogg's brain. It was cool the first time, but after the 10th time, it gets boring. You're talking to a guy who replayed Kellogg's memories probably 30 or 40 times in order to capture all of the footage necessary to sort of make a cinematic Kellogg's memories sequence, which I'm really proud of. I put a lot of effort into it. I used like 13 different camera angles for each scene, which caused me to load and reload each scene over and over again. It was a ton of work, but it was really rewarding. That was in Act 1. no, Act 2 of my Fallout 4, the full story of Fallout 4 series. So I encourage you to watch that. Yeah. I get you. It's long and tedious, but the nice thing about Kellogg's Memories is you can pretty much run through it. As long as you know where the neurons connect. There are one or two places where they don't connect unless you sit and wait for Kellogg to stop speaking. But beside those, you can just run through all of the neurons and get to that very end. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to skip that. You know what else would be nice to skip? The Minecraft minigame inside Dima's Memories, where you had to piece together the blocks to unlock the data bug. Oh my God. When I got to that point, even my first time playing through that, I couldn't believe that was in a Fallout game. I couldn't believe that somebody came up with that idea, that it was approved, that it was created, it was then play tested, and it still got greenlit. Like, how did they get through that and it got published? It was so, like, if we could skip that, it's not like you can't. You have to do it. To complete the story of Far Harbor, you have to go through that crazy, ridiculous minigame. It was so mind-bogglingly weird. But yeah, to skip that would also be really nice. I get you. There are a few moments in the game that I wish you could skip. Ant444 says, "Hey, Ox, it just became my birthday. Could I get a smoke ship of me and my dad fishing on a boat? Oh, that sounds sweet. Of course you can. Let me get right there." All right, Ant444. Wow! Happy birthday, Ant444. Painted in nothing but smoke was you and your father fishing on a boat. I'm sure a wonderful set of memories for you, and now captured in time forever. You're welcome. It's what I do. I can't explain it. Tony J says the pilot Janeway recruited, human man out of prison, Oxhorn. She made babies with him. Oh, was it? It was a long time ago. Like, I haven't seen Voyager since I was a teenager. So it's been, I forget who it was, but I just remember she got transformed into some creature. It was just, I remember as a teenager watching that on television just going. I was horrified. I was like, ugh, this isn't why I watch Star Trek. I don't want to see this anymore. Tony J says it wasn't even Ireland, Oxhorn. It was a planet settled by Irish people, and it was like a possessed candle. Like, again, I haven't watched it for a very long time. I just remember her writhing and wriggling on the bed while the ghost just descended on her, and I'm like, really? Okay, this is Star Trek now? Fine. It was just a really weird episode. Chininator says, Trouble with Tribbles is my favorite episode. I remember Trouble with Tribbles. I saw that one when I was a kid. I actually liked that one from the original Star Trek. It was a lot of fun. I wanted a Tribble. I remember when I saw it, I was so young that part of me thought that a Tribble must be real. I thought it was a real animal. I realized that the plot was that they were finding these aliens called Tribbles, but there was something in the back of my very young childlike mind that thought, oh, but they probably hired those things as actors for the show. Maybe I can get a Tribble someday. I remember thinking that they might be real and wanting one really bad. But upon a closer thought, I realized, oh, it's probably just a toy. Mark Kit 0123 says the Doctor in Voyager was an emergency medical hologram. Oh, that's right. I've even got his face in my mind now. The creature must have been an engineer. Or was he a bartender? I think it was a bartender. Anyway. Man, even to this day, I'm bummed that I can't get a tribble. So sad. I wanted one as a pet. Tony J says, Ox, of course, showed off how you can just use one of your placeable turrets to skip most of the puzzling in that minigame. I did it the real way on my first time, but 2 later times I used Ox's cheat. I had to include that when I did my series on Far Harbor, because I wanted to show you how to do it. I believe in my video on it, I showed how to get through the puzzle the real way, and then I showed how to get through the puzzle the fast way, because I wanted to spare people the agony if they needed to. Merton Philippe says, Ox, Star Trek always had ghosts. In the original series, they had the ghost of Jack the Ripper. Right, so the ghost aspect wasn't the part that bothered me. I mean, I'd prefer a Star Trek universe where ghosts didn't exist, but it's not that big of a deal because, you know, they've got Klingons. It was the ghost making love to Diana Troy on a bed in Ireland. It was weird. It was weird? Sorry, it was weird. Toby Noble on Facebook says, you could probably get a tribble prop. Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't wiggle. You got to have a wiggle tribble. If you got to get a tribble, it's got to wiggle. And it's got to make the tribble noise. I want a tribble that wiggles and makes the tribble noise. I don't want a stuffed tribble that I have as a prop. Deuteronomus says it was Dr. Crusher. IMG Snap says it was Beverly Crusher. Oh my God, you're right. It was Beverly Crusher. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't Diana. It was Beverly Crusher. My bad. This is why I don't do lore videos about Star Trek. All my knowledge about Star Trek, it's there, but it's kind of faded in the back of the mind. Chininator says, what are your thoughts on the movies with Chris Pine as Kirk and Zachary Quinto as Spock? They were great. They were fine. They were okay. I don't remember much about them. I remember at the time, I thought they were all right. I enjoyed them, but the fact that I don't really remember much about them beyond that probably says something. I don't know. But at the time, I thought they were okay. Michael Ewan says, would it be less weird if it was Dr. Crusher in Ireland with an Oxhorn body pillow in the background? No, it would not be less awkward. It would be just as awkward, if not more so. Especially for me. Yay. Josh Bunton says, I bet there are mods for tribbles in Fallout. Oh, reskin mole rats as tribbles. They just pop up out of the ground and start going. That'd be great. That'd be good. Or rad roaches. Or stingwings. Because then they kind of fly at you and sort of like suck on you and like, yeah. Lots of good options there. Someone's got to make that mod. Amanda Peterson says, Will Wheaton owes his career to Next Gen. I guess he does. I mean, most child actors owe their careers to the thing that cast them as a child actor. So, yeah. I never minded him. Like, I always thought his character was fine. I know that there was a lot of people at the time who really hated him. I never minded him. I don't know where all that hate came from. Deuteronomus says, speaking of Trek, I met Michael Dorn at a Trek con in November. He said he'd be down to be in Fallout if they asked. Just saying, Amazon. Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if he's cast as Marcus? That'd be great. The Vivid Kiwi says, I want Danny Trejo to reprise his role as Raul in season 2 of the show. That would also be great. He would make a great Raul, right? Wouldn't it be wonderful to see Raul again? I mean, now that we're going to the Mojave Wasteland, anything could happen. Tanisha Edwards says, how are you liking the London mod? I'm really enjoying it. I'm thoroughly impressed with the amount of work and research and love that went into that mod. It feels like a game. Even leveling your character and the variety of different weapons and ammunition types, it's so rich, the amount of stuff that they've put into it, that it's the sort of thing you could play over and over again and you would experience something new every time you play, which of course is what a Fallout game is all about. So they nailed that. It's really well done. It's not perfect. Like, I've experienced glitches and I have documented them in my series when they occur, but it's still phenomenally done. Aaron Ledbetter says, the Fallout TV show, I really want to know who Macaulay Culkin is going to play. People speculate a scientist would be cool. Yeah, I mean, nobody knows. They haven't let us know. All they have said is that he's going to be a weird science-y type character. That's all they've said. So we don't know exactly what his role will be. Lots of speculation out there. Kenneth Thornton says, what would Dance think of the Brotherhood of Steel quest to extort food from settlements? Ooh, that is really a good question, and I think I have the answer. There's a part of my memory that's telling me that when we went to the settlements to do that quest with Dance as a companion, he likes it if we use our charisma to convince them to give the food, to appeal to their sense of justice and all of that, but he dislikes it if we threaten them. The problem is that even if we convince them to give us the food of their own free will, they are still only doing it because we're the Brotherhood of Steel and we're standing in their home wearing power armor and holding guns. There's no option to complete that quest that doesn't end with us twisting their arm. The one option we get where it allows us to convince them in words to give it to us voluntarily, Dance likes, but it's still not the best. We're still coercing them. Alt Grendel says, Suko Gaming wants to know what got you started in Fallout. It was Fallout 3. I've told the story many times, but I was working in California at the time, and everyone at the company I was working for was talking about Fallout 3 because many of them had played Fallout 2 and they really loved it. And so we all got the day off when Fallout 3 came out, and we all played it. And I had never played a game like it, and I was instantly hooked. Chef Breccia says, can't you just buy the crops? Yeah, for 500 caps. You can buy the crops for 500 caps, which is way more than they're worth. Or you can pass charisma checks to sell them for cheaper. But he says that if he does that, he's not going to have enough crops to survive the next winter. Like, he really lays it on thick, the guy that you're buying them from. He really doesn't want to sell you the crops. But he will if you're convincing enough as you stand there in your power armor holding a laser rifle. Preston Garvey says, Home Alone 3, Lost in the Mojave. I'd watch it. Wow, this episode has flown by less than 10 minutes, and then we start the game. Get your questions in now before the game begins. Tom says 500 caps for a winter starvation seems like a fair price. No, you don't understand. With 500 caps... Oh, you mean from the settler's perspective. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, he's essentially selling, 2/3 of his entire crop to the Brotherhood of Steel. And he needs to survive the winter, too. He's willing to sell it for a really steep price, 500 caps or something like that, because he's going to need to go to Diamond City and buy food for his family that he wouldn't otherwise have to do if he could eat his own crops. So that's why he needs the money. But it's still a lot of money for the player. And you have to do it. It's not like the Brotherhood pays you back. You have to dip into your pocket. The only way to finish that quest without coercing the person, the farmer, into giving you the food is to just flat out pay what he asks, and it's so much money for the player character to have to pay. Ooh, Rubber Bear says, Ox, where'd the Fallout computer go? It's not on the printer anymore. Oh, Oh, it's on my chair. I don't know if you can see it. It's behind this. It's on the chair behind my microphone. Singe Furno says Dance dislikes it if you pay. Does he? Yeah, I seem to remember something like that. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Cheng Yang says, how many years will it repopulate in Fallout? What's your guess? How many years will it repopulate in Fallout? Are you asking how many years would it take after the apocalypse to repopulate North America? Well, I mean, there's the real world and then there's the Fallout world. In the real world, a nuclear apocalypse even on the scale as depicted in the Fallout franchise, it would devastate, human life. But the lingering fallout wouldn't poison the land for as long as the Fallout universe makes it seem like. If every nuclear detonation was a Chernobyl disaster, then yeah, 200 years later, I could see a landscape very similar to what we see in Fallout. But straight up nuclear detonations are designed to just do as much physical damage to the surface as possible without poisoning the land forever with nuclear fallout. So in the real world, it probably would bounce back fairly quick. In the Fallout universe, of course, it's taking a really long time to bounce back because every single nuclear bomb dropped on North America was super rich in uranium and just tons of awful fallout. It was a Chernobyl disaster times 10 for each and every bomb. So yeah, with that level of radiation, that level of poison and death all around you, I don't know how long it would take to repopulate the wasteland. I mean, 200 years later, you know what it's like in D.C., the ruins of D.C. In the capital wasteland, people are dying every day because they don't have access to clean water. They can't find water that's free of radiation. Preston Garvey says, you have money problems in Fallout. What? What are you saying, that I should have 500 caps at that point? Well, it's not that I don't have 500 caps. It's that it's a Radiant quest, and you do it over and over and over again for experience. Sure, I could complete the quest once or twice, spend 500 caps, but, I mean, who's going to spend 500 caps every time they do that Radiant quest to do it without strong-arming the farmers of the Commonwealth? Deuteronomus says, bro, if you looted and sold everything you get off corpses, you'd be rich. I mean, yeah, but I've got better things to do with my time. If I looted everything that wasn't nailed down in every single dungeon that I explored in Fallout 4, of course, I'd be rich, and I'd be rolling in the scrap, and I'd never have to buy another scrap shipment again. But again, it's how you use your time, and I don't want to use my time doing that. There are some people who derive a lot of great pleasure from doing that. That's how they love playing their games, and more power to them. That's just not me. I'm not going to do that. I loot only what I need to get by while trying to avoid staying encumbered. It wasn't always that way. In my first playthrough of Fallout 4, I hoarded every single legendary weapon I got. Every legendary weapon, every legendary piece of armor. I think I even showed them off once in a video. I think it was my video on how to maximize settlers to your settlement. It just so happened that I had sharp legendary armor, which is what you need to raise your charisma so that you can increase your settler cap. And the only reason I had all of that sharp armor is because I saved everything that dropped. I was level, 150 or something. I had 40 days worth of playing on that particular game save. So I had hundreds and hundreds of legendary items just saved in a toolbox. And I had a full suit of sharp armor because of it. All right, it's time for the game. Let's fire it up and see how many hours of gameplay we have left. Ryan C. Robertson says, have you ever thought about writing a non-canon Fallout story? I think it would be neat to hear an Oxhorn Fallout story. I haven't thought about it, actually, but I'd love to. It would be so much fun. If Bethesda ever commissioned a series of Fallout novels, I am the guy. Like, hire me, I will write those novels. Okay, when we last left Indika, she had just escaped from prison or something like that. So we'll see where she goes from there. Robert Cesarma says, Ox, have you watched Silo? Season 2 just released. 10,000 people living in a vault-like location. I haven't watched Silo, but it sounds right up my alley. Michael Ewan says, have you thought about interviewing the Folon team? Well, that'd be a lot of fun. I haven't actually thought about interviewing the Folon team. I should probably do interviews as part of my content, huh? Maybe when I finish the series. That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? Okay, let's continue. Whoa, that was loud. Hold on. There we go. Oh, wow. What sort of slum have we stumbled into? Well, it's easy to get lost in a slum. Whoa, that's a huge bell. Oh, man. The locations are fascinating in this game. Whoa!
Oh. Hi.
Where's the cadet?
1 second. Oh. Did I undo my trousers?
Where is the cadet?
Well, they didn't even give me 5 rubles for it.
He sold it!
Give me the money.
I don't have any. It's gone. You know, I've already conquered the guitar, but the brass, the pipes.
Wow. Oh my God, so they didn't arrest him? They arrested her, but they didn't arrest him?
Where is the cadet?
Never heard of it.
Someone just exchanged it for a trumpet. A man with one arm?
Oh, you are extremely lucky. This is exactly what you're looking for. An amazing artifact of unspeakable, wondrous power. Just 25 rubles.
What do you mean, 25? You got it for 5.
20 for everything. Hey, whoa,
One second, I just need to have a look.
You can look, but don't touch.
What? What did you sell me, you scumbag?
Oh, damn. Hold on.
It doesn't even fucking work.
Puke in it or something. God.
Oh!
Get your ass out of here. Go up.
Oh, her reflection is the devil.
Get off with you. I'll treat you fair, you treat me fair. Go on, push off.
Okay. All right, so what now? Scoopy Snoopy says, "Hi Ox, how are you?" And today, red warning, Scotland wind. Is there a lot of wind in Scotland today? Oh dear. It's been very cold here in the Seattle area. I realize not nearly as cold as elsewhere in America, but yeah, that's why I'm all bundled up. Otherwise, having a great day. Okay. I'm crouched. My reflection is that of the devil, because based on what happened in the last episode, we can understand why she's essentially... But it's weird, though, because she's essentially... she's lost her faith, and yet she's still venerating this holy relic. I can't back out, so let's kiss it again, I guess. How many times do we have to cross ourselves and kiss the holy relic? Okay, now I can't even do that. Oh, all right. I'm getting my faith back. I see what's going on. I see. I lost all of my, Indika lost all of her faith after what happened to her inside the prison. And she talked with the devil. I suppose we can presume that the voice in her mind is really the devil, has been this entire time. And that caused her to lose her faith, which is what we saw, because we gain faith points throughout the game, and we lost all of them. So now her reflection is that of the devil, and by kissing it, she's restoring her faith. And now we're leveling up. We can spec into what? Guilt or shame. Every time you gain points, you gain an extra 1. Sure, let's do that. Every time you gain points, you get a 1.4 multiplier. Every time you get a chance, let's do the multiplier. 3 points right now. 1.1 multiplier. And next level. Okay, we're leveling back up to where we were almost. An extra 3. How's my reflection? I'm still demonic here. Let's kiss it again. We gotta shake it. Yeah, let's shake it. Shake it to get more faith points. Regret, every time you get points, you gain a 1.1 multiplier or an extra 2. Let's do the multiplier. 3 points right now. We're a 1.21 multiplier. Let's do that. Close. I'm still a demon. Let's shake it. Shake it. Yeah, level up to level 3. Woohoo, I'm getting all my faith back. Guilt or shame. Wow, every time you get points, you get an extra 5. Let's do it. Nice. 1.1 multiplier. A chance for 2. Let's do the multiplier. And shake it. Woohoo! Humility, 3 points right now, or multiplier. Let's do the multiplier. And level 4. Great. Here I am at level 4. Is that it? Okay. I'm level... This is so ridiculous. Level guilt 1 or shame 7. Oh yeah, let's get extra 7. I'm leveling up the ranks so fast here. 1.1, extra 2. Let's do 1.1 or 2.1. And another shake. Yeah. Looking good. 1.46. That was grief. I specced into grief 4. Level 5. There we go. Goodness, am I going to level up to sainthood? What happens if I get to level 6? 2 points right now, or gain 9 points every time you gain a level. Let's do the 9 points. Let's do the multiplier. Let's do the multiplier. Yep. Let's do 11. Let's do the multiplier. Multiplier. Level 7. All right, 13. We're back up to 800. Nice. Let's do the multiplier. Wow, we're going beyond 800. Where were we at? I could leave now. But let me get as many faith points as possible. I wonder what the level cap is. Let's keep leveling up our faith here. Scoopy Snoopy says, yay, I'm silver rank now. I'm glad I got to see you live today, though I missed the start. That's okay, Scoopy Snoopy. You can always backtrack and watch from the beginning, or watch the VOD after I publish it after the broadcast. Either way, good to have you here today. Let's go for the multiplier. Level 8. Does this ever end? I don't know. Shame, guilt. 15. Yeah, does this keep going? The points. I should have waited to level up to get more multipliers. Oh well. Let's do multiplier. Let's do multiplier. Level 9. Let's do 17. Let's do multiplier. Let's do multiplier. Oh, what's this? Level 10. Oh, it looks good. Oh, it just keeps going. Yeah. Fine. 19, multiplier, level 11. Level 12. No, I can't get to level 12. Boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake it like a Russian Christian relic. All right, 3 point modifier. At 13 is gonna shame and regret and grief. Just keeps going. Just keeps going. Maybe does it ever end? Let's do shame and regret. That's it? Okay. $20,000. Can we get to 20,000? 20,000. Grief. Level 15. I don't think it matters what I choose. None of this matters. I want to get to level 20. $28,000, $29,000, $30,000. They're gonna call me Saint Indika. Shame. Regret. Grief. Ooh, 32,000? Goodness. $80,000, $90,000, $40,000. Level 17, yeah. Let's do, yeah, up, down. Oh, 47,000 to get to 18. Let's shake it. Looks like a Pope hat. Preston Garvey says, I wonder if this affects the end of the game. I wonder. All right, so we need 69,000 to get to 19. This is where all those multipliers come in handy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, 69,860. Yes, there's a big star at the end of 20. I need 102,000. Drake him, have got him. Hold on. I got it. Fire. Fire. I was out of fire. Okay. Shame. Regret. 102,000. Okay. That'll get us to level 20. Grief 19 and level 20. It keeps going. What? Okay, I can't keep doing this. I'm leaving at level 20. What's inside? It's empty. It's empty. And I'm back. How did she not just lose all of her faith again after that? Ooh. Oh, are those her prayer beads? Did she just lose all of her prayer beads? I can't do anything. Poor thing, she's... Oh my God, you're kidding me! Oh no! Oh no! I am so sorry. I didn't realize I was that close to the end of the game. Otherwise I would have kept going. Should I have leveled up to level 30? I don't... Should I have kept going? Did I not have enough faith? Was that a test of faith? And I only had the faith to get to level 20? Oh no. Well, at least we got through the worst of the graphic stuff last week, so we don't have to worry about being demonetized this week. I should have kept going. I didn't realize it was this short. Oh my God. Did I do it too much? Did I shake it too much? Is that the problem? Is there a secret ending if you don't shake that much? Tony J says, is this where it was actually supposed to end? I'm guessing. I mean, I'm playing the same game you guys are seeing. You saw what I did. I played the game as it was intended, I suppose. What a stark and awful ending for Indika. I can't believe it ends there. It ends with her gaining her faith back and then discovering there's nothing inside the relic and then losing it all again. And then she just looks around the antique shop aimlessly without knowing what to do. And fade to black end? God. Chef Breccia says, is this the good ending, the bad ending, or the happy ending? I mean, it's not good. It's not happy. So, there's only one left. The question is, are there other endings? And I'm thinking probably not. I mean, what other choices could you make? The game is really on rails. It's not like there are choices of consequence that you can make in the game. It's a walking simulator. They've got a story to tell, and it's a compelling story. The guy, the one-armed guy, just what a sad end for him as well. He had this youth where he played the guitar. He loses his arm and he can no longer play the guitar. The only hope he has is this relic. And of course it doesn't work. So he steals the relic, pawns it for $5 and buys beer and a trombone. Did he not realize he would need another hand to play the trombone? You need 2 hands to play the trombone. He soils himself in an alley and that's his story? God. What a stark and horrible, morbid tale. Greg says, so what's the moral of the story here? Well, it's The moral of the story is, it's a faithless one, is what it is. The interesting thing is that she was compelled to be a nun, not because of her choice. She did technically agree to it, but she only agreed to it due to the sense of guilt she had for lying to her father. Had she not lied to her father, the boy would not have been shot. Now, perhaps she didn't have any, at the time, sympathy for the boy, because the boy essentially forced himself on her and wanted to rob her father, and she was too weak-willed at the time to stand up against him. So maybe she didn't even want him to live at all. But did she really think her father would shoot him just because he lied? She lied. She was put in a position where she had to either admit to her father that she had a boyfriend at the tender age of, 16? A boyfriend that would have completely ruined the marriage that he had planned for her, or lie and hope that he doesn't kill him. But he killed him. So now she had that grief. Clearly the father figured out what happened, because he put her in a nunnery. She didn't go of her own volition. And yet somehow, despite being shamed and hated the entire time she was there, she developed some sort of faith. Because once she realized what the relic could do based on his story, she agreed to change plans. She agreed to go with him to find it. And she would have only done that if she had some little bit of faith that maybe there was something to that relic. Maybe there was some magic there. Maybe there was some hope there. He clearly had faith for it, only to be disappointed when he found it. She clearly had faith in it up until the very end, until she opened it and realized it was completely empty. And then, what did she have left? Nothing. It's a really compelling story. It's a sad and awful story. All right. What's this? We've got musical notes. Bring tenderness back into your heart again, like the ice return. How will this hour be the last? And make peace with the world. Every verse here. Ooh. Oh, that's him playing. He said that he played in the bar. He never could play the guitar. That's what we are learning. We are learning that he never could play the guitar. He got drunk and played awfully in the bar and got kicked out. Oh my God. Let me see really quickly if there are other endings to Indika. No. Nope. There's one ending. Okay. Well, I feel horrible leaving you hanging like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my backup plan, which is just to work on my Fallout settlements. Is that okay? I've been working on these Fallout settlements for my new Minuteman series on the full story of Fallout 4, and I've still got some work I could do on them to perfect them. My goal is to get each of them to 100 happiness. I don't know how long I'll have energy to play with them. I can at least show them off. You like that? All right. Okay, which one is the game save that I'm keeping? I think it's this one. Elden Ring, says Axon Media Los Angeles. I haven't played Elden Ring since launch day. And man, I did not play well. I don't think I killed a single boss. I died a lot. I don't think you're going to see me back in Elden Ring anytime soon. One of the wonderful things about playing the Minutemen series and building these settlements is I've been able to listen to the radio. Typically, when I'm working on a Fallout video, I can't listen to the radio in the background because I don't want to get demonetized. And of course, that means that I can't play it right now because I'm streaming. But while I've been working on these settlements, I have really enjoyed being able to listen to the radio and listen to Travis Miles. Okay, so here's my Hangman Alley. And I left this door chained because raiders can't open it from the other side, and if it's chained, the only way that it can be opened is if they do it from over here. I did have to unlock this door in order to gain access to the settlement, and
looking for trouble,
I left this door locked as well, which means that there's only one point of entry for attacks. So I only have to fortify this end over here. Also, one of the things I wanted to do with my settlements is I wanted to use as many existing structures as possible and to scrap only what was in my way.
Dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
Now, because the settler cap is tied to your charisma, at first I was only able to get 11 settlers because I'm using the commando build for Fallout 4 by Fudge Muppet, and the commando build grants you only 1 in charisma. So you've got base 10 settlers for every settlement, and then 1 for every charisma you have. And with my 1 in charisma, I was only able to get 11 settlers. But because of the clothing that I'm wearing now, the Minutemen General's hat, which grants 1 charisma, and the general uniform, which grants 1 charisma, settlers have begun to sneak into my settlements, which of course means I've got to build more beds and all of that. So I'm trying to run around and turn off the settlement recruitment beacon as quickly as possible so I don't get more than 11 settlers. Because once they're there unless you move them or they die. And I really don't want them to die. So, as you can see, this was one of the structures that came with it, and very little about it can be scrapped. In my first playthrough years ago, I accidentally scrapped those stairs, which of course meant that I couldn't gain access to that floating pod. I had to create some new stairs. And look at all of these wonderful details that you typically lose when you go through and scrap everything to get a fresh start. And I wanted to keep all of that. All I did is add a few beds. Yeah, it's a little crowded here, but it is Hangman Alley. It's a really tiny space to begin with. And I built a ladder up here, and I've got some defense posts up there. And then this is the junk wall that was in place. I suppose since I've unlocked that door anyway, I could extend the junk wall to over here now that this door is locked. And it's not unlocked, so that might actually be better, but perhaps that's something I'll do another time. Milkow says, thanks for the late night content, buddy. You're welcome, my friend. But I've got everything the settlement needs to be happy. You need 1 food for every settler, 1 water for every settler, 1 defense for every settler, and 1 bed for every settler to meet that settlement's basic needs. All of the bonuses associated with all of the basic needs met leads the settlement to gain 80 in happiness. To get that extra 20% in happiness, the only way to do that is to put down shops, which I can't do because I don't have the local leader perk. I can't post any of these shops because these require local leader. So since I can't do shops, all I can do are creatures. And cats grant 10 happiness, dogs grant 10 happiness, but they're expensive. You need soft shell mirelurk meat for cats, and you need dog food for dogs. So I've opted for gorillas because they only need wild mute fruit. The problem is that I only need 10 gorillas because they grant more happiness than dogs and cats. And yet, this settlement is so tiny. I can't have a bunch of gorillas. Like, I've only got 3 gorillas. I need 10 gorillas to get to 100 happiness. Or no, I need 11. I need 11 gorillas to get to 100. No, now I need 12 because I've got 12 settlers. I need 12 to get to 100 happiness, but I don't have room for 12 gorillas in here.
Back hurts,
It's going to be impossible to get this settlement to 100 happiness, so I don't know what to do. So let's move to a different settlement. Ooh, what's going on here? And here. Oh, another settler snuck into Nordhagen Beach. See how I had 11 beds, but there are 12 people there? I need to turn off the settlement recruitment beacon. What's going on here at Greentop Nursery? I've got 12 people, more than enough food, 12 water, more than enough defense, more than enough beds. All right, let's go to Greentop Nursery and figure out what's going on. Now, sometimes it's a glitch. Sometimes there's nothing wrong at all. Patrick the Random Roadie Von Roast says, "Hi Ox, have you used Sim Settlements? It makes Hangman's Alley multi-level. It's pretty cool." I have. I used Sim Settlements back when the first version came out years ago, and I did a number of videos on it. I was really pleased with it. But right now, for this particular playthrough, I'm not using mods. Okay, well, there's my Brahmin. I need a trough for him. Let's see, where should I put the trough? The gorillas love my mute fruit plants. They're crowding all around the mute fruit plants. Didn't I put a trough down here? I don't think I did, no. I'll put it back here, keep them out of... Now, the Brahmin, they like to drink from the tall end. You see how this tub has a lower end and a taller end? They always drink from the taller end. So you got to always put that side away from whatever wall you put it against. Otherwise, they clip through the wall. There we go. Now the Brahmin should move its way over here. Okay, so I've got 12 people, 12 beds. Why is happiness going down? Oh, do I not have enough gorillas? Oh, I think I got the gorillas based off of my previous calculation. So I need one more gorilla. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11. Was that 10 or 11? There was one out here, right? Yeah, 11. So I need one more. Where's my power? I put it over here, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, that should not get any more. Let's remove some of the clutter. But I like some of the clutter. I like leaving some of the clutter when possible. So for this one, I didn't really do any decorating. I just found room for beds. Yeah, I didn't decorate. I suppose I should do a little bit of decorating. All right, so before we go check out that other settlement that had a problem, let's put some electricity on the house so we can put some lights in there. Don't need much. All right, so let's go to... There we go. There, the whole house should be wired for electricity now, so let's get some lights inside. I like these light bulbs, but they hang so low. But really, they give the best light. There are very few lights that give that much light. I love this lamp, but I don't want to scrap it and lose it. Let's add other sources of light. If we go to decorations and we go to miscellaneous, there's a candle in here. Let's put that on this table. Right there. And then, let's see, we need some tables and stuff in here. Oh, they've already got candles there. All right, well. Let's worry about furniture. So I guess the roof is leaky, and that's why they have all of these buckets down here. Preston Garvey says there should be an Oxhorn tour guide mod. There is an Oxhorn companion. What's that, a chessboard? The problem with any of these decorations is settlers can just walk by and knock them all off. And you have to constantly spend your time fixing them. All right, picture frame. I don't like it. Let's go to pictures. Oh, and you see how it clips through the wall like that? Look at that. If I were to place that there, look. Half the painting clips through the wall. There, that's the only place where it exists where it's going to look good. What else could I put on that wall? I don't know. That one looks okay. Well, it's sort of... No, it looks okay. I'll keep it. It's unique. This table seems really low for the chairs that we've got here. Well, we've got so many settlers now, we definitely need some more chairs. So let's do that. Actually, first let's go to floor coverings, because we definitely want floor coverings before we start putting down chairs. Let's put that there, and then let's go and get another one. Let's put that. Oh, I can't put... There we go. Put that there. And then... Let's move that and put that. There we go. Now we can go to couches, and I think I want one against that shelf because it's a broken shelf and it's not being used for much. I've always really liked those, but they're so big. Actually, that might work just great. We can have a little side table there. Let's go to tables. Yeah, but do I want that right by the door? No, I don't want that right by the door. Okay, so that table is too big. This can go in the bedroom. It's still a little big for a side table, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's too big. Let's try something a little shorter. There we go. Nice. And then I can go get that lantern that I wanted in miscellaneous decorations. And we can put that there. Calvin Aubrey says, yay, Oxhorn. Yay, Calvin. All right, so we've got decorations there. All of these tables are wonderfully decorated already, looking really good. Let's work on the bedrooms. All right, I love that painting there. That's great. Maybe we can put a Minuteman flag. Just one Minuteman flag on the wall right there. Yeah. Broken lamppost, but I don't think you can actually build a lamppost. That's the problem. The lights, we don't have a great selection of lights. I mean, the lamps we do get are short. I'd love one of those standing lampposts, but we don't have anything like that. All right, well, we definitely need a light in every room. We've got the light bulb for the big light in there. Not a lot of room in here for a table, a side table. So maybe what we need for this room is a lamp, but I want a small lamp. That lamp is too big. The other freestanding lamps are like... I mean, those are both table lamps. Oh, I haven't unlocked them. Oh, there's a perk magazine that gives me those lamps, and I haven't unlocked them. All right, so for the meantime, let's do... just do a wall one. All right, light for that bedroom. I like that, but I don't think it fits in that room. Yeah, this is better. Then we'll put a light on there. So we don't have room to put a table between each of those, but we could do shelves. But we definitely need a longer table here. That's too tall. That's too tall as well. That might work. I don't like those. Let's try one of the dressers. That's too tall. It's too small. There. Okay. Random Fandom says, "Hey Ox, why not decorate an outpost in Starfield?" Because I'm frustrated by the Starfield maker, the Starfield builder. You need to invest in a ton of different perks, and then, of course, a bunch of resources before you can do anything, and I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that. That is not how I want to spend my time. The nice thing about the Fallout 4 settlement system is, despite all of its problems, you just get lost. You just get lost playing in it. You can get fiddly for ages. Do I have a decoration that I can put on... Yeah. A little bit of a radio there. Now, shelves. Do I have a smaller shelf? No, I guess not. Oh, I miss OC Decorator. Because there's all sorts of little doodads that we could have used to decorate the shelf. Vases and all sorts of stuff. Oh, I really want to go decorate my dock at Nordhagen Beach as well. See, there's just nothing here. Like picture frames, vases, that's what I want. Even some small cutlery. There's nothing I can put on there. Like, what could I put on there that's in the base game and isn't a mod? It's just wall decorations and miscellaneous. Ah, it's infuriating. I'd have to do it outside the Okay, I've got an idea.
What are you gonna do with that?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I don't know yet, Preston. I'll figure that out.
Know what I call a good day? One that ends without an empty stomach.
Because the first time you grab it, it flips it right side up. There we go. It's just when somebody sits down, they're likely to knock it off. Oh, really? Really? There we go. And then the spoon should go in the kitchen somewhere. Yeah. That lamp is broken. Let's scrap it and put one that works. A little bit of extra light. Nice. Not Nick Skinner says, Hi Ox, maybe I missed it, but do you use any settlement mods for Fallout 4? Cheers, sir. I did. Back in my first playthrough of Fallout 4, I loved settlements. I spent so much time working on settlements, and I used mods to do all sorts of stuff. My oldest videos on my YouTube channel are settlement builds, where I show off just these elaborate settlements that I had so much fun putting together. But since this is part of my lore series, I'm trying to demonstrate what you can do with the base game without any mods installed, which means that the settlements I'm building, I have to do it without mods. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm not using any mods for this particular playthrough and, you know, seeing what I can make. All right, it's nighttime. Everyone's coming inside. Are they going to knock down everything that I put? Oh, hold on a second. No, you want to face the fire. Shoot, I should turn that around. Okay, hold on. We need more light in here. We need more light. I could do a wall light, but I don't think that would look good there. Ah! I don't like the color of that. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I like the bulb because it's a warm light. It just hangs down so low. I think I'll probably just do another wall light like this. Just, yeah, like that. And then in here, all right, I can probably put that there. Okay, well, I don't know what they're going to use this bathroom for, because it doesn't work, but I don't have any other better idea for what to do with it. So we'll just keep it there. I could close this off so that it doesn't open right up into there. Spartan's Heart says, Howdy Ox, have you ever tried a playthrough with the Heather Kasdan companion mod? Great and fun lore-friendly way to spice things up. I haven't used any companion mods. I probably should. But I think that particular companion mod was after my time. You know, I had already done my playthrough. Yeah, the problem with this is it doesn't go all the way, does it? In order to go all of the way, I'd have to... Oh, that's frustrating. Doesn't go all the way. In order to go all the way, I'd have to overlap it. I don't want to overlap it. It would look awful if I overlapped it. You know what I could do? You know what? A little crack is not the end of the world. That's going to be fine. Okay, this guy needs to get... no, I don't want that there. I've got room for one more bed here now. But maybe I could just put tables there. Let's go to containers. Too big. Too big. There you go. Really? Really? Why? 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 What? Why? This is the frustrating thing. I don't get it. I don't want it turned around, but why does that work? But the other one doesn't. Ah. Ah. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Wow, wow. Ah. Giving up on you, filing cabinet. Come on. Why? I don't want it floating in the air. Ugh. Fine. Screw containers. Going back to tables. Stop pushing me. Okay. Let's put this table. It's a bit too tall, but at least it's next to an appropriate bed. Why can't I get close? Let's use the opportunity to put that there. Put that there. Okay, now we need to decorate some of these tables. Oh wait, they need a table as well. That's a bit too big. I realize that's a coffee table, but... Spartacus says the gameplay is frozen, Ox. What? It's not frozen for me. Let's try this again. Right. I may have had a display setting issue, but it appears to be working now. Let me try and relaunch the game. Give me just a second here. What? Why would it not work? Is it just the game or is it anything on my screen? It's anything on my screen. You can't even see my desktop. And yet it worked just a moment ago when I was playing Indika. What could have gone wrong? It's not that, because that's connected correctly. Well, maybe this is fate telling us that, we should end the broadcast, because I don't know exactly what I could do differently unless it's... No, but then that's connected there, and that wouldn't... So then... Oh, I could try that, but then that would end the broadcast. Yeah. It froze up on that filing cabinet, says Thomas McCormick. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Random Fandom says, so Starfield? No, like, I can't even show you my desktop wallpaper. It's a problem. I think I know what the problem is, but it would require me to stop the broadcast to relaunch my broadcasting software, which, of course, I can't do. Unless... No, that's not worth it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Sorry about that, everybody. You all want me to restart? I'm just building settlements. You don't want to watch me build settlements for the next 2 hours. Yeah, you don't want me to build settlements for the next 2 hours, so I might as well just end it here. OBS bugging out? Yeah, I think it's OBS, but I won't really know until I end the broadcast and start again. Laura says you've restarted before, and it's a different game than originally anyway. That's true. All right. I'll see what I can do. If I can get it working, I'll be back. If I can't get it working, then I won't be back. I'll let you know on Blue Sky if I can't get it working. Okay? All right. If I can't get it working, bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try.